If you have been running yourself into the ground while burning the candle at both ends to reach goals that you think are going to bring you happiness and fulfillment while you're neglecting your sanity, your health, your relationships, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I recently had a breakthrough, which looked more like a breakdown. It was bad. I'm glad you weren't there. But now I gotta share with you what I learned so you don't have to go through that too. A lot of women, at least my girlfriends and the women that I surround myself by, I can't speak for men, but I know that a lot of women feel that we need to be valuable and success determines our value. And so it gets very toxic because we constantly are over striving and overachieving to be the most successful, the best, the highest educated, the most regarded, while also fulfilling other roles like being phenomenal girlfriends or wives, great house or home keepers, good caretakers, while maintaining all these other goals and attributes. And this is what I learned. Whatever you think is going to make you happy is not going to make you happy. You can reach every single goal, accomplish the unimaginable. You still won't be happy. It was more of like a societal impression that I took as my truth. In order to be valuable, I had to achieve a lot of goals and milestones, and I had to constantly be producing. And if I wasn't doing that, then I didn't really have anything to show my worth. By having that belief system ingrained in me from a very young age, it put me in this state of success-driven anxiety where I was always making sure that I was striving for the next thing, because once I got that, then I could show, like, look what I did, and therefore I'm valuable, therefore I'm worthy, therefore I will be happy. It took me a long time to realize that doesn't actually make you happy. I probably could have realized this a lot sooner, but because I am such a type A overachiever, I took every chance that I had of achieving a goal and realizing it wasn't making me happy to up the ante, to be like, okay, that goal just probably wasn't big enough, so I'll have to achieve something bigger and then bigger and then bigger. And once I achieve like the biggest goal, then I will be happy. I could like have that sigh of relief, like, oh, I finally accomplished whatever it is, and I finally can just feel like, oh, I did it, and all will be well. But all was not well, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. I made sure that with each semester, when like all of my peers were taking, 16 credit hours, I was taking 24, and I was making sure that I always had a 4.0 GPA, and if I ever dropped below an A, I instantly got a tutor and made sure that I was making at least a 95 or 100 in every single class. And that wasn't enough. That goal, once I achieved it, didn't feel like it manifested in any tangible way. So then I had to graduate early, and then I had to get multiple degrees, and then I had to pass all my board exams the first time, because God forbid I had to retake a medical board. And I nearly killed myself with all of that. And none of that ever gave me a sense of accomplishment. My belief system showed me that if I accomplished something, then I should feel worthy and valuable and whole, but it never happened. So I just kept driving down that road, and going deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole, and literally burnt the candlestick at both ends to the point where I had nothing left. I was so burnt out, and I was so confused at that point. And from the outside, it was celebrated, which made me feel like even more isolated, because society is looking at me and like applauding like all my accomplishments. And so you get celebrated by all these different people, family members, friends, people on the outside who don't know the inner turmoil that's going on. And so that led for me to my breakthrough, as I like to call it. Something was missing. And during my whole breakthrough/breakdown, I realized what was missing for me was honoring my true self and the sense of play. In the midst of overachieving and making all these impossible goals and killing myself to get them all done, I was also dealing with a chronic medical condition that was progressing with each month and each year that went by. And instead of honoring where I was at and saying like, okay, I have to take a step back because my body's literally not allowing me to go on. That would have been like the same thing to do, right? Instead, I was like, okay, we only have 2 good weeks a month. Looks like we're gonna have to do 4 weeks of work in 2 weeks, and we're gonna have to power through it. And I did this for a decade, and I got to the point where I would have only 1 good week a month. And by good, I mean functional. The other 3 weeks I wasn't functional. And I would just kick it into overdrive for that 1 week or that 2 weeks or the 10 days that I had. And I literally accomplished more during this time of dealing with a chronic illness than other healthy people ever do. Nothing would stop me from a goal. So whether that be like opening up my medical practice or passing my board exams or writing a book or whatever it was that I had set out for, I think my motto actually was, if it kills me, I will get it done. And then of course, breakthrough, breakdown, it almost killed me. I realized like, holy cow, I need to totally re-examine my life. So I really had to take a step back and learn how to honor myself for the first time in a really long time, maybe ever, I don't know. And for me, that looked like becoming spontaneous, not answering text messages when I got them, because always having someone contact you made me feel like I was always working. And like I didn't have the energetic, emotional capacity to constantly reach out and reply to these text messages. So just having to say like, you know what? I'm just not going to reply. And I'm going to take time for me. And I'm going to incorporate more fun in my life. Life is so short. We only have, X amount of years here. And I really truly feel like in my soul, if you are coming from a place of joy and fun and play, then the good things are going to flow out of you and you can accomplish goals from a state of play as well. It was just a foreign concept to me because I never did that. I asked myself, like, what is it that I need today to honor my truth? And for me, a lot of that is connecting to nature, going outside, taking walks, leaving my phone, not being available 24/7 to text and email, really kind of being curious with things that I've always been interested in, but approaching it not from a place of, I'm going to master this, so it's one more thing I can add to my practice, but more from a place of, I'm curious about this and I just want to play around with it and see what happens. And a big part of healing for me was also bringing someone into my life, that's you, baby, who brought the play out in me. Approaching life from a place of play and joy and curiosity versus the place of getting it done, checking the boxes, being the best that I could possibly be. It has been revolutionary for me. I am healthier because of it. I am happier, so much happier because of it. I feel lighter. I don't carry the constant stress throughout my body. I am less anxious because of it. And I want you to really look at your life and ask yourself, why is it you're doing the things that you're doing? Are you doing these things because you think you have to, or because you love it and because it makes you happy and because it makes you curious? And obviously, like, there's a balance. Sometimes your work is going to bring you joy and sometimes it's just going to be hard. But the reason why you're doing it is what I really want you to kind of hone in on and analyze. And look at the people around you. Are they bringing into your life light and joy and play and high vibrational energy? Or are they bringing in demands of society, asking you to constantly be better and better and better and better and do more and do more and do more, even though you are at your wits' ends? And I think that maybe if you kind of be open to looking at things from a new lens, it's quite possible that you will find your joy in the journey, which is so cliche, but really that's the point of this. And oftentimes it's the simple things, right, that we all kind of know that we just ignore that really manifest themselves for us. But I want you to find your joy in the journey. And if you could do that, then when you reach your goal, you will feel so fulfilled, but you won't feel fulfilled because the goal was reached, if that makes sense. So that was just a little bit of my breakthrough. I hope that you can use it so you can avoid your own and live a very happy, joyful, high vibrational life.